Hey guys, when you join, give me a like, give me a thumbs up because we're getting down and dirty and we're talking about dating today. We are talking about dating and dating in very uncomfortable situations, even though they already are pretty damn uncomfortable. So, 2 days before I met Eric, who I am currently dating, I wrote a blog post. This was a very, very, very long time ago when I was starting to really dig deep and dig into the psychology of eating disorders and all this kind of stuff. I wrote a blog post called I Can't Date You Because I Have an Eating Disorder. And then 2 days later, I met Eric, who I'm still dating, and I was like, well, this is kind of ironic. So I want to talk about dating while you have an eating disorder or while you're recovering from an eating disorder or any of the stages in between, before and after, all that kind of stuff. So awesome to see you guys are joining. A lot of you guys in my group, Ditch the Diet, were asking about this. How do you tell someone you're dating you have an eating disorder? How do they understand it? So before I met Eric, this was my experience. I was trying to date, okay? I was trying real hard to date. First of all, dates involve food. Food equals very uncomfortable situation when you have or had an eating disorder, because you're going out to restaurants and you don't know what's in the food. You're not making the food. It's very uncomfortable. So number one, you already are like turned off by dating because you're going to an uncomfortable situation. So that's just awkward in and of itself. And the whole time you're on this date, not even paying attention to the person you're with, you're sitting there in the back of your mind freaking out and worried because you are worried, what am I going to order? Should I just get water? Should I get the salad? Should I just like go crazy and binge and get all the food? Like, what if he judges me if I get the salad? Like, you're just going crazy because you don't know what to do on this damn date. So what do? You avoid dating and you stay at home and you be comfortable and you be satisfied in your eating disorder. For years, I did that because my eating disorder was my friend. My eating disorder was my best friend. I felt comfortable in that situation and I didn't want to be uncomfortable going on dates. I did not want to be surrounded by food that I did not have control over. So that's number one. Awkward AF, going on dates because dates involve food and you just don't want to go there. Another thing, if you're severely underweight and your hormones are out of whack, you literally have no intention of being intimate. And I know that's kind of awkward and that's like, whoa, we haven't even gone on the first date yet and you're already thinking about that. But that's something to consider when you're dating someone and you literally don't have the hormones and you literally don't feel like wanting to be intimate with someone. That can seriously interrupt a relationship. So as I progressed through my recovery, I was like trying to date. Of course, I was never telling someone like, hey, like I'm Steph and I do this and I like to do this. And also like I had an eating disorder. An eating disorder is a huge part of your life. And if you want to share your life with someone, you need to share that history and that part of you with them. So I never did that because I was afraid of being judged for so many reasons. And then I stopped dating for a long time, but I said to myself, the next time I meet someone that I truly think I like or see something with, I'm going to tell them right away my history with an eating disorder. So the very first date that Eric and I went on, we just hung out, we just talked for hours. I told him I have a history of an eating disorder. And he said that he doesn't even know what that meant. So I explained it to him. I explained what I went through, and it was still kind of confusing because it's really confusing. And if any of you guys are on, can relate or have any questions, please feel free to ask. But I said, like I have issues with food. I have issues with control. I told him when this started. I said, if we continue to hang out, there's going to be some awkward times that you're going to be like, what are you doing? Like, he's a guy. He didn't really get it. He thought it was just about food and appearance and all this stuff. But he accepted it as part of who I am, and he saw that what I had went through made me the woman that I am today and made me much stronger now. And I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So as we continued to date and go to restaurants, some days I was like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. I'm fine, like I can do it. And there had been moments where I literally cried before going to Boston Pizza because I thought I had ate too much that day. And I think that was a very defining moment for him to see that, like, oh, like you're freaking out over this. And I felt out of control. But he was there and he comforted me and we got through it. And I went and I survived. And it's, you need to open up, because an eating disorder, whether you're recovered or going through it or whatever, is a huge part of who you are. It honestly, it shapes you into the person that you become. It makes you stronger. And you truly need to share that with someone. If you want to love, if you want to experience love and intimacy, you need to share that. And I was just going to be freaking open, because this is who I am. I share it on social media. I need to share it with someone that I love. So I told him right away, although I didn't tell him that I loved him right away. I told him about my eating disorder right away. And he just accepted it. And he just said, you know, it's the same thing as any other kind of struggle that someone goes through. So if you are currently struggling to be open with your significant other or someone you're dating because you're going to be judged or shamed, first of all, if they judge you or shame you, then they don't deserve to be with you, because you are a fucking warrior and you're going through something extremely traumatic, extremely hard that most people don't understand. And if they stand by you, that is the most amazing thing. So, Eric, if you're watching, thank you. No, but seriously, it is such an awkward thing to go through, and it's such an awkward thing to share, and sometimes you just don't even want to explain it to them because it's so weird, and you'd rather not. But honestly, you need to be open, and they're not going to understand it at first. They're going to see experiences, but you just have to share and be open and be honest and own it. Even though it's something that sucks, it defines you, it has made you stronger, it has made you into the woman you are today, and you deserve to share that with the person that you love. And if they truly love you as much as you love them and understand how vulnerable you're being, they will accept it and they will support you through every single stage. So be open. It was the best decision I made, and who knows, maybe it was fate and the stars aligned that it just so happened that me and Eric connected and I opened up at the right time with the right person. But you need to do it. You can't hold back something like that, because it makes you who you are. So be strong, open up, be open with your partner, and tell them when you're going through, whether it's any kind of struggle, be open with them, because they will love you and they will support you. So if you guys have any other comments or questions, let me know in the comments below and I will respond to you guys. And that's my little story. Let it out. It's just crazy how I wrote that blog post and then 2 days later I met Eric and we've been dating for 1.5 years. So it's an amazing thing. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.